So this is my trash corner. It contains the window that I never open because I can see directly into my neighbours and I don't want them to see me lying in bed until 4 p.m. every day. The bookshelf of all my sister's old vampire books that she didn't take with her when she moved and now have just been relocated to my room even though I have no interest in reading them. A fan because it gets really hot in here in summer even though I live in one of the most mildest countries in the world. A table full of stuff that I use about once a year that has no balance and will fall over if you put any weight on one corner. Also ignore these post-its. I watched a TikTok where a lady planned a book on her wall and I thought that would be my new idea, but that's not today. So I've been living here for years and I've just never done anything, but I decided that finally I was going to decorate this corner of my room, even though technically I probably should be moving out soon, but let's ignore that. And I was going to make it a writing corner. Now this was going to be for my summer projects and any other essays I had due for university after that, as well as like creative writing and stuff like that, but at the moment it seems like it might be leaning more towards only creative writing, but it'll still be nice to have because I really can't focus in the other room where there's a desk because it's my sister's old room. So I bought a desk from IKEA that I'm gonna try and do myself. My plan is to try and find a place to put all the big furniture that just is out of the way but also easily accessible. I'm not sure what I'm doing with this because it might be a little distracting and it might get in the way of the desk, I'm not sure. I also don't really have anywhere else that I can put like 100 books that I don't necessarily want, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to organize this entire shelf. Even just looking at it causes me stress because nothing is in place, there's just gaps everywhere. Things are stacked, nothing matches, so I don't really have anywhere else to put them and I don't really want to have to reorganize everything, so I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with that to make it less distracting. I bought a lamp and some like contact paper that you can put on furniture and it's supposed to rip off without ruining it, that I thought might blend it in with the colour scheme of my room, which is sort of grey and yellow. And then I have a fake plant, the desk, and I have a really bad plastic chair over there because chairs are like extortionately expensive and I didn't know that, so I'm just going to use that and put a little pillow on it, and that's my plan. It's not going to be like a huge transformation, it's not like I'm redoing it and painting the walls. I wish I was, but like just for now I just want it to be like a nice writing area that I can sit down and focus at and just try and write more than like 10,000 words before I give up on something. So for now that's all I need, but let's see if we can start organizing today and then finish cleaning and actually building it tomorrow or maybe the day after. Well, I started by getting rid of all of the furniture that was in the corner and basically just shoving it to the other side of my room instead of doing anything with it, and to this day it is still there. I ended up putting this table that was really wonky to the other side of my bed where my chair used to be. I'm debating moving the fan back and I left the poster there as well. So it actually was super quick to move everything out of the way, which makes me embarrassed that I put it off for 4 years. But now it's time to tackle the bookshelf, which is the worst part because I just don't know where to put everything. I just bought this. Oh my god. See, that's literally the... I just bought this. Like, I just spent money on this. That's where I'm at. I have never looked at this bookshelf long enough to actually know what's on it. This all comes from a shop that one of my family members used to own, and then all of this I need to sort. But what if, right? What if? And I've seen this on some book talk and some Instagram, and I always think it looks a bit weird, and it's not for someone that's actually planning on reading, but like most of these I will probably never read. So what if, and hear me out, what if I just... Is this cute? I can't really tell. I thought maybe if I turned them around it'd be like a fun parade of like beige papers and stuff, and it is kind of fun, but like none of them match at all and they're all different sizes. I thought it'd be less distracting because it's just like a plain colour, so I would hardly be wasting my time looking up at stuff, but I don't know if I like it. This is option 2, and I know it doesn't look like much has happened, but I kind of organized it by color. So we're starting with like black with red, and then we go into red, and then lighter red, and then like a purple, and to like green, and then excess books. So it's either like try and color coordinate each section with just whatever book's already there because I don't want to have to deal with it, or a parade of beige that looked a lot nicer online than it does in real person. I think I might just go for the color coordinated, just depending whatever is there. None of them are in any form of order, or I could even do it like a library by surname, but that would involve so much time that I'm not really willing to do it. So I ended up sorting it by colour, and as I was doing it I did notice that a couple of the series were in the same sort of shelf, so I reorganised those ones because it was right in front of me. But if there was a series that wasn't right beside each other, then I did not do anything with them. I was trying to find decent places for everything, but like because they're all vampire books from roughly 2012 to 14, they all pretty much matched with each other anyway by colour, except for the occasional random like historical book that was there. But overall it ended up only taking like 20 minutes, and then I was just on time for my call. So this is my desk. I'm going to try and build it myself. I have never built furniture myself, but I have one screwdriver with a couple of different heads, an open window so you might hear my neighbours, and a lot of hope and ambition, and I'm hoping that I can get it done within an hour. We started really strong with me struggling to open this box for a total of 4.5 minutes, which I had to cut down and speed up. I ended up getting my fake plant and my pillow, and then I just had to try and organise everything. This would be a lot easier to open if I could find the scissors that I deliberately brought over here for it, but I seem to have set them down and immediately lost them, so I'm gonna just have to like rip it open. Okay, yeah, we're doing something now. Where would the instructions be? Oh, this is super light. That's good. I mean, obviously it's super light because it's super cheap quality. Literally, I think the only cheaper desk than this was a piece of plastic, but I'm glad it's really light. I'm just wondering, why was the box 15 kilograms then? Like, what added that up? It was hardly the fake plant. But this is clearly the top. And then this is the side piece, because there's one full side piece and then the other one's just like a stand. That's there too. So that's what it's gonna look like, and hopefully it's just gonna fit pretty perfectly in here. It might go a little bit over, but that's alright. Alright, let's read the instructions. Oh, I need a hammer. I don't have a hammer. I don't have a hammer. I didn't even think of that. Can I do it without a hammer? It also says have 2 people do it, which would be smart, but I'm not going to do that. So, okay, I'm going to keep the instructions there, and I'm going to actually read them and follow them, because this feels like something that I should actually try and do properly instead of just making it up. Oh, there's a lot of stains on my wall. Ignore that. I'm not flipping over it. So this must be all of the things I need to make it. Okay, those are the hinges, and this is my bag of parts. Cool. Oh, this is the leg. Cool. Another mysterious part. This must be another part. I don't know what this is. Now this is part of the desk cupboard. What's this? Why are there so many parts? Why are there so many parts? Because I can look at this and see that there's 1, 2, 3, and then like 4 parts for that. So you think there'd only be 7 pieces, but apparently there's more than 7 pieces. What's this? Why are there so many pieces that are this size? I don't have a hammer there. I'm sure there is one, but I'm not gonna go find it until I absolutely need it. I'm hoping that I can do this by hand and that I don't need an electric screwdriver. So I started by organising all of the small pieces and screws because I knew if I didn't do that immediately I would lose all of them, considering I lost a pair of scissors I had picked up 5 minutes before immediately. So I spent like 15 minutes sorting those out, and I thought, that's great, I know exactly which screw is which and there will be no problems with me building this desk. So I started with number 1 in the instructions and I followed them to a T, so you can't say that I didn't try. And I started by making the drawer in the desk. I was a little bit uncertain because I have never built anything before, so the fact I just went all in was impressive, but ultimately misguided. A lot of false confidence there, really. But the drawer itself, I didn't finish it, but what I did get, you know, it looked okay and it would function technically as a drawer, so I am proud of that. I did ultimately not end up completing this desk by myself, which you may have noticed throughout this video that I am clearly not capable of doing this, but I almost did it, and I think that's fair enough. This is around the time where I got confused because I wasn't sure sort of how I was meant to screw this together properly, and it said to use these pins and I was for sure that it was those ones that I was trying to do here, and it only had a picture of a hammer beside it, so I assumed that must meant screw it in and then hammer it in. Ultimately, that made my mother come up and see me because she heard me hammering something, and I pretty much realised I was in fact doing it wrong, so I moved on to the next best thing, which is the back of the desk, and I tried to do that, but once again did not get too far doing that one either because it was very confusing. There's 2 ways you can do this desk, to the left and to the right, and so I spent about 10 minutes simply staring at the instructions trying to figure out which way I was supposed to do it, if I wanted that way towards the bookshelf so that I could actually access any of the books, and I wasn't sure I did it right until literally the moment we set it on the floor, but I did try my best, and my posture, let's not talk about it, but I was trying my best, but ultimately it didn't work. Is that not the face of someone who knows exactly what they're doing? But I kept going, and I was confident that I'd be able to get the base of the desk done, and I would just leave the drawer for like my dad to finish doing. But I think this was around the time that I realised I wasn't going to be able to do that because I did this screw like 6 times and every single time it was wonky, and it got to the point where I just decided I will let this screw get the best of me, and I don't think a future in furniture building is for me, and so instead I ended up leaving it and getting my dad to do it the next day. Here it is. I was in fact using the wrong screw, so we had to figure that one out. Honestly, now that the desk is done, that's pretty much the entire thing finished. I colour coordinated my shelves so they're less awful to look at. I have a nice plant. I think I'm just going to keep the Spider-Man poster there as well, just because I don't want to have to move it. I have a lamp, and I did buy this like vinyl contact paper. Like, it has a sticky back and you're supposed to be able to put it on furniture. I thought it'd be nice because my colour scheme matches it, because I thought I could either put it on here for a spotted colour or maybe up here like a sort of strip of colour. But I think that would look awful now that I actually have to make that decision. I think it works just as well fully white, so basically all I have left to do is my lamp. And then that's my writing corner done. This came with its own light bulb, and considering that's the only light bulb I have to hand, that's the one I'm going to use, so let's just hope it's not bugged and they're not listening into my conversations. So step 1, wear gloves. Step 2, plug it in. Step 3, put on the light bulb. Okay, well that seems simple enough. Oh, I've ripped my protective gloves because they seem to think that my finger is a lot smaller than it is. That's a nice new insecurity I never had before. Is there supposed to be 2 of them? I mean, it's a little bit wonky. Maybe I was supposed to screw it onto this. I don't know, it's fine. I can even do cool mood lighting. I don't know in what circumstance I would need mood lighting to write, but like if I'm writing like an action scene, I can be like orange, and if it's like just a casual scene with friends, it could be blue. So that's basically the end. I did say it wasn't going to be a major change, but it just feels a lot nicer over here, and I like having just a corner where I can actually sit and try and focus and do work. But I've said many times I would love to be a writer or even write a book, so I thought if I get this, then maybe I could even do like writing vlogs or write with me sessions, so that might be coming too. But I'm actually very happy with, like, the desk itself is pretty nice even though it was relatively cheap, and it actually just feels like such a nice little section to work. So I'm quite proud of it. I know this wasn't like crazy or anything, but thanks for watching and I'll see you next time, I guess. Bye. Hey, so this is an outro. That's super fun, isn't it? That I'm just talking to you as you finish this video. Ignore the way I type. Every time I see myself type, I am embarrassed by it, but somehow I can never change it. But this was the video, super short, not very interesting, but this is me pretending to write, so I hope you enjoyed watching it, and like and subscribe I guess if you want to, but thanks for watching.